Hello and welcome to our webinar tonight. We are going to be talking a little bit about what you do once you've got your kit. It's awesome. You've got your premium starter kit. It came in the mail. You got all excited for your oily mail. And now we're going to talk about what you can do with those oils. First of all, my name is Lauren Bellin, and I am a member of Team Thrive within the Essentially Powerful team with Young Living Essential Oils. The oils that we're going to be talking about tonight are the oils in the Premium Starter Kit with Young Living, and I am going to be sharing a little bit with you about those oils specifically. So what I'm sharing tonight does not apply to other oils, and I want you to just get settled in, find a place to get cozy, relax, grab a cup of tea. Hopefully you have your oils handy right now. So assuming that you do, maybe take out your bottle of lavender or your bottle of peppermint and let a drop come right out onto your hand. Rub your hands together, cup them over your nose and your mouth, and just inhale and take a nice deep breath and get settled in and really relax and get ready. So our team has gotten really big recently, which is awesome. I'm really thrilled because that means that more and more people are getting their hands on these really amazing oils. I have absolutely fallen so much more in love with my essential oils than I ever realized I would. And even more than that, I've actually fallen in love with introducing them to other people. It has been such a relief to watch my mom get support for her joint function and relief from a lot of discomfort, to watch friends have transformations in their respiratory function and in their kids for that matter, to watch my own son access a new kind of tool for his emotional well-being, to watch my daughter use them to calm herself down. To hear, especially to hear the second, the third hand, the fourth hand stories that I'm starting to hear about people's lives being touched and people's health being transformed, people who I don't even know, but because I shared with somebody who shared with somebody who shared with somebody else, their lives are being really impacted. I love the oils, but for me, the real gift has been in sharing them with others. So what I'll also say is that it's extremely important to me that people get what I think of as exquisite support in working with their oils when they first purchase a premium starter kit. So the last thing that I want is for you or anyone else to invest in a kit and then have those oils just sit on a shelf or have a diffuser that never gets plugged in, and just to have all that goodness not get put to use. So what tonight is really about, we're really thinking about setting everyone up with the basics of what to do after your kit arrives. If you dove right in as soon as it came in the mail, and some people really do, they're just so eager to open up their box and they get started right away, that's awesome. Hopefully you'll still learn a few things. And if you're like I was, where you got it in the mail and then you kind of looked at it and set it aside and you looked at that diffuser in the box and thought, oh, I'll set this up later, it's going to be complicated. If that's you and you're not quite sure what to do with the oils in your kit, then this is definitely the right spot for you to be tonight. So let's get started. First of all, what is in your box? Basically, you've got your everyday oils kit, which is 10 bottles of 5 milliliter essential oils. So they're about 85 to 100 drops in each of those bottles. And really, you only usually need a couple of drops at a time. And depending on when you got your kit, you will have potentially a particular set of 10 oils, and if you got your kit more recently, you'll have a couple of others, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. But you'll also find that there are these little business cards and these little sample packs. The sample packs of oils contain somewhere between 5 and 8 drops, I find, but it's kind of nice. You can just kind of tuck them into these little card holders and give them out to friends or family who either have something bothering them that an oil could help with, or who are just curious to try them. You've got your wholesale member agreement, your product guide, which is the catalog with all the products in it, and a product price list. And you've also got your home diffuser. If you paid $10 more for your kit, then you have an aroma diffuser. You have 2 packets of Ningxia Red. And again, depending on when you got your kit, you also have another bottle of oil in another box. And that could be a 5 milliliter bottle of Stress Away, or it could be a 5 milliliter bottle of Citrus Fresh. And then finally, you have a little rollerball fitment, and we'll talk about that. That trips people up sometimes, how to put that on. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about how to use your diffuser. Now, like I said, I waited a day or two before I set this up, thinking it was going to be complicated, which was really, really goofy. It is so simple to set up. So first step, take it out of the box. You can kind of remove the top by pulling gently straight up. You're going to fill your diffuser to the line or to the little ledge inside with water. Now, Young Living recommends that you use distilled water. This is because distilled water won't have any of the minerals in it. The minerals can start to slowly over time build up and jam up the little vents. So best to use distilled water, and I just get a jug from the grocery store periodically, and it tends to last for a really long time. You're going to then add oils. You know, the guidelines, even on this slide and in the booklet that comes with your diffuser, say 8 to 10 drops for a full diffuser of water. But I find that most people, when they're getting started, really only need to start with somewhere between, 3 to 5 drops. I think 8 to 10 is actually a lot to start with when you're first using the oils. So experiment and see what's right for you. But 8 to 10 drops is going to be a very strong, strong scent. Then you're just going to plug it in. You're going to press the button under Young Living. And if you press it multiple times, you can change the functions. You can make it either constant or intermittent that it's diffusing. You can also turn the light on or off on the newer diffusers. So one thing I'll mention here with the diffuser, if you're looking to use oils for mood and emotion, then the aromatic use of the oils is absolutely hands down the best way to get results and to use them. So the diffuser really is your friend when it comes to mood and emotion. And I really encourage you to explore it for that. Some popular oils that people start out with often include Stress Away or lemon or citrus fresh. Lavender is also very popular for starting out with the diffuser. So if you haven't plugged it in yet and given it a try, go for it. Really simple, really easy, doesn't take long at all. So a couple of sort of troubleshooting comments that, just so you know, your diffuser comes with a 1-year warranty. In order to take the best care of your diffuser, do make sure that when you're pouring water out of it, you are pouring it in the portion that does not have those little vents in it. Over time, you can start to damage the diffuser if you keep pouring the water over those little vents. And that's, if you pour it over, you're going to find that it leaks right out the bottom. It's not really that big of a deal, but over time, you can start to damage one of the little sensors in there. So you do have a 1-year warranty though, and I have known Young Living to be very generous in replacing people's diffusers without question or trouble or difficulty. So there is a known issue with the lids, and a handful of them, I would say maybe like 1 to 2% of them do seem to have a little bit of a funky thing going on with them. So gently remove the lid, place it on. If there's anything with your lid or with the whole diffuser that is not working properly, just reach out to customer service and they will replace the part that needs to be replaced, or they will replace the whole thing, and it won't be a hassle at all. They're really good about it. Actually, Young Living's customer service is extremely kind, very helpful, and really responsive. So they'll also pay for your return shipping and all of that if it's an issue. I also want to just make a note about anytime you do need to call customer service for something. In general, at this point, wait times are a real breeze. They're actually pretty short for customer service, but every once in a while, sometimes at the end of the month, it can be longer and the wait time can be increased. They do have a callback feature, so I always really encourage people to just take advantage of the callback feature when you call customer service, because if there is any wait time, they will call you back on the number that you're calling from. And then the last thing I'll say about reaching out to customer service is if ever you feel frustrated trying to reach customer service, if it's the last day of the month or anything like that, you can reach out to the person who introduced you to Young Living or to the Essentially Powerful team leader of your group. You can reach out to me directly if you're on my larger team, and we can often kind of expedite the process of reaching out to customer service. So that's just something to be aware of. So this is something that I think I've had like hundreds of conversations now about how to insert and remove the little roller ball fitment into a bottle of oil. Now this comes with the intention of putting it on your bottle of Stress Away, but you could certainly put it on other bottles as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to unscrew the cap of the bottle of oil you would like to have the roller ball attachment on. You're going to remove that little plastic reducer lid. Just, I usually just put my fingernail right under and it pops off. Then you're going to drop in the roller fitment. And here's where people get confused. They think they have to press it in, but that actually won't work. So set it into the top and then take the black cap on and screw it on until you hear or feel a click, or until it's as tight as it can be. And then you'll find that it's actually it's actually attached at that point. So if you need to remove it because you want to put it onto a different bottle of oil, you just unscrew the black lid until it's almost off completely, not all the way off, but almost. And then you're going to kind of use that black lid to snap off and kind of pry the roller ball off. Pretty simple, but it's not totally obvious with the directions that come in the package. So we often have to explain that one. You will also find that you have 2 sample packets of Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is that amazing, very high antioxidant Ningxia Red wolfberry or goji berry juice that Young Living makes. It's actually one of their best-selling items. It is both delicious, especially if you put it in the fridge and make it cold, or if it's summertime, you can also put them in the freezer and it kind of makes like a freezer pop, kind of a healthy version of it. And when you go to serve it, you want to shake it really well and drink either half or the whole pouch. Now, for me, I've really found that, after going through a very stressful year last year, I started to play a little bit with Ningxia Red this year to see if I added it into kind of my supplement rotation, what it would do for my energy levels. And I found that it really helped. I had been at a point where I was getting really depleted and tired after my workouts, and more so than I should. And I was finding that it was very difficult for me to wake up in the mornings. I was having a very hard time with kind of my energy levels and wondering about my adrenals and all of that. And when I started to drink the Ningxia Red, maybe just an ounce or 2 a day, not massive quantities of it, but it really gave me this energy boost, and it left me feeling a lot more fresh and like I could tolerate kind of the normal day-to-day of life. So this is a great one. Definitely give it a try. And if you'd like to get your hands on more, that's very easy to do. So there are some supplies that as you start to play with your oils, it can be very handy to keep around your home. So the first supply that is very easy because most of us have it in our kitchen already, carrier oils. These are oils that you will use to mix with your essential oils to dilute them. You're going to start probably with basics like coconut oil, or a lot of us have olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in our kitchen, or grapeseed oil. I really recommend that if you're using it on your skin, you use oils that are food grade oils. So you do want oils that are cold pressed, and you want high quality oils. But any vegetable based oil is going to be fine. I really love actually sweet almond oil and jojoba oil for skincare. They're both really lovely. I like the olive oil actually for facial skincare as well. Another great item to have on hand is Epsom salts, which are wonderful because they're actually a great way to provide yourself with a magnesium supplement, and most people are deficient in magnesium. And they're a great way to disperse the essential oils in a bath or in a foot soak, and to be absorbing magnesium through your skin as well. So they're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in lots of health food stores and things like that. And they're just awesome. You also may want to have some glass. I prefer the glass containers because then I don't have to worry about citrus oils. Citrus oils don't mix well with plastic. So if you're using a citrus oil, don't put it in a plastic container. But I keep some glass containers on hand. I use a combination of little mason jars, like jam jars or bigger ones. I also will save the jars that different food items come in and clean them out and then use them to put my oil concoctions into. Labels can be nice so that you can label any jars that you have, whether it's a sugar scrub that you've made or facial cream or anything like that. If you are going to be choosing to explore ingesting oils, then you may want to have some size 00 gelatin or vegetable capsules, empty ones, on hand. And then some other nice to have items are glass dropper bottle for carrier oils, a bag for taking them on the go, and a glass water bottle if you do want to be mixing a few of your oils into your water. So, and actually let me add one more item to that. A lot of us really love having a diffuser necklace for ourselves or for our kids, and these you can find them on Etsy. You can also make your own with clay. We've made some with our kids and it's been really fun, but then you can kind of drop a few drops of oil on it, or sometimes they're sold in almost like these little teeny tiny jars on a necklace. And then you can drop a few drops into the little container, but it's nice. It's a nice way to get the aromatic benefit from the oils all day long. It's a great way for kids to do that at school without being obvious. So moving on to kind of how we use the oils topically. And this is true whether you're using them topically, aromatically, or ingesting them. Please, please, especially when you are starting out, follow the directions on the back of the bottle. Read the directions on the back of the bottle. Each bottle will have specific indications about dilution. If you're going to use them topically, they will have recommendations around how long to diffuse, and they will have recommendations. Actually, they'll indicate whether or not it's an oil that is generally regarded as safe to ingest. And you'll know that because they'll have a little FDA supplement label on the back. If there is no FDA supplement label, when you peel back, there's sort of a peel back spot on the back of your bottle, then they're not safe for ingestion. But really, I do very strongly encourage people to read the back of your bottle. That is where you find your instructions for use. So if your bottle says to dilute, you can use a carrier oil to dilute. What you're going to do is basically take a little bit of that carrier oil. You can put it on your hand and then drop in your drops of oil and mix it together in your hand. Or you can also create a mix in another bottle. I generally, in my medicine cabinet, I keep a little squeeze bottle that has sweet almond oil and lavender and frankincense because I really love using lavender and frankincense as part of an oil-based moisturizer on my face. This leaves my face feeling ridiculously soft, and I just need a few drops of the carrier oil mixed with those essential oils to be effective. So you can kind of keep that on hand if you have some blends or some mixtures that you really like using regularly. And I always save old bottles too, once again here, so that I can be mixing them together. Now, I do want to make a comment about dilution. Sometimes people hear dilute and they think, oh, well, that's going to dilute the therapeutic effect or the therapeutic quality of the oils. It does not. In some ways, it may actually enhance the therapeutic benefits of using the oils topically because it's going to hold the oil, it's going to hold the essential oil on your skin longer, which means that less of the essential oil is going to evaporate and more is actually going to be absorbed into your skin. So I really like using the oils topically for, especially for any localized discomfort in the body. I find that that's one of the places where a lot of us get a lot of benefit from using the oils topically. Of course, many of us like them for skincare and for bath salts and lip balm and all sorts of other good stuff. You can also create a cream by whipping 1/4 cup of coconut oil and using various oils to make a recipe. A lot of people really love a skincare recipe that has frankincense and lavender, or you can use a blend called Melrose. That one does not come in your kit, but it's another really popular skincare essential oil. Neroli oil is also really popular for skincare. Or you can do an Epsom salt bath. And I tend to mix up jars of Epsom salts, about 1/2 cup of Epsom salt, and then 8 to 12 drops of oils. And you can add that to, I usually do like a teaspoon to a tablespoon into a hot bath or into a hot like foot soak, which is really nice for feet. So over here, I've just included a few different ideas. You could do kind of a mellowing out and uplifting bath salt with lemon and peppermint. And you could do a nice cream that would be very soothing to any joint or other physical discomfort with organic coconut oil whipped and with Valor, Panaway, and peppermint mixed in. Some nice good night or sleepy time creams. You could add in lavender from your kit or Peace and Calming if you have it, or Valor or cedarwood. These are really nice oils for sleep. A healthy skin balm, Melrose and lavender, 2 oils that I've mentioned. The lip balm recipes here, I think we included, I think we didn't get that specific. I will tell you that my absolute favorite lip balm recipe is, combo of melted beeswax, coconut oil, raw honey, and orange and clove oils. It tastes delicious, and it's hard for my son not to actually eat that lip balm. It tastes so good, but lavender is also really lovely in a lip balm. Peppermint, of course, is really nice. Lots of good choices for lip balm. You can also whip up a very fast sugar scrub. And all of these, guys, it's amazing. I was one of those people who sort of thought, oh, well, I like buying things that are already made for me because I don't have the time to do these things. Can I tell you, it takes all of 10 seconds to make a jar of bath salts or a sugar scrub. And it doesn't take that much longer than that to make lip balm. It takes me probably about 5 minutes to make lip balm, which is pretty remarkable, I think. So these are some really nice ideas. if you are going to explore ingesting your oils, and I recommend that if you're going to do this, there is some controversy. You know, different people have different perspectives about ingesting oils. And I really recommend that you do your own research so that you feel confident and comfortable with your own decisions. I do personally occasionally drink a drop of lemon or peppermint or citrus fresh in water, but I also recognize that the oils don't disperse terribly well in water. So if I were going to be doing it with regularity, or if I were exploring, you know, the combo mixed up on this page is lavender, peppermint, and lemon, which is a trio that a lot of people who have allergies really like using for overall respiratory support and respiratory comfort. And if I were going to be doing that regularly, what I would do is I would get out those size 00 gelatin or vegetable capsules, and I would add, you know, a very limited number of drops, maybe like 1 or 2 drops into the capsule, as well as a carrier oil that is safe for ingestion. So something like an olive oil would be a good choice, or coconut oil. And then you can either take that immediately or you can freeze it for up to 2 weeks. Again, you really want to be following the guidelines on your bottle. Do not ingest an oil that is not labeled for ingestion. Please don't do that. If it has a child safety cap on it, it is not just not meant for ingestion, but would be quite dangerous to ingest. So please don't do that. Follow the guidelines. Be sure to check your label. Know that your oil is safe for ingestion, and kind of dot all your I's and cross all your T's before you do take any of them internally. The other way that I like to use oils for ingestion is to incorporate them into recipes. There are a lot of really lovely recipes out there using essential oils. They can be really lovely in flavoring. I love making truffles with lavender or peppermint added into the chocolate. You know, you can sort of take a little toothpick and use it to add a very small amount of something like basil oil or some of the other herb oils into a salad dressing. Really nice. There's lots of good recipes online, so that's another way to explore using your oils. What else can you do with them? You can make a whole host of things. You can make sunscreen, bug spray, body lotion, bath and shower gel, lip balm, candles, shaving creams. You know, I just recently made my own laundry detergent. I'm working on making my own deodorant. You can really make just about anything that you use around your house. You can make cleaning sprays. You can make stain getter outers. You can make dryer sheets. Really, you can do just about anything, I think, with your oils around your house. And there are tons of good websites out there. Unskinnyboppy.com is a nice one. Wellness Mama is another great one. I also really, really love you know, Homemade Mommy. There's so many good blogs out there and so many bloggers using Young Living essential oils that it's really kind of fun to explore and find good places to get some oil you love. You can also go into the Essentially Powerful Teams site Facebook group has a lot of great recipes that people have shared over time. And you can also post asking for recipes within that group. And also, you know, many of us have a website with 3 free ebooks with different recipes for cleaning, for skin and beauty care, and for natural remedies. So definitely ask around. And if the person who shared Young Living with you doesn't have that website, reach out to the leader of the team that you're a part of. If you're part of my team, reach out to me, because we definitely do have those ebooks available for members of our team. So I'm going to share a little bit about some of our favorite products outside the kit, because a lot of people find they get started and it's like, okay, what else can I do? What else is some good stuff to have on hand? So before I mention these specific oils, I'm going to say Young Living has hundreds of oils. They have singles and blends available. And the beauty is sometimes these oils will go in and out of stock because essentially you can't rush Mother Nature. And so Young Living is always looking for additional farmland and is, you know, not going to stop until they have enough botanicals to put essential oils into every home in the world. That said, they're not quite there yet. So sometimes oils do go out of stock because a particular component of a blend, because there's not enough of it to keep producing it that year. And rather than rushing a less than adequate product to market, they're going to take it out of stock for a little while until the next harvest is available. So the beauty is if one of your favorite oils does happen to go out of stock, I mean, first of all, a lot of us will tend to make sure that we are well stocked in our own homes with a favorite go-to oil. Like, I don't ever want to run out of lavender. I use it for a lot of things. It really is the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. I really like having Thieves on hand. I like having my Breathe Again on hand. There's a handful of things that I don't run out of, and I keep them well stocked. So that's one tip. And then another tip is to realize that there is no oil that doesn't have at least 3 awesome alternatives for replacing it. So if you do find that something you want or need is out of stock, again, reach out to the person who introduced you to Young Living, reach out to your leader on your team, and you can get some really good suggestions for alternatives to explore. You can also post to any of the Facebook groups, to the Essential Oils How To Facebook group or to the larger Essentially Powerful Teams Facebook group for different ideas for replacement items. So I will just highlight a few more oils though today. Lemongrass is an awesome one to have on hand. Definitely one that if you're using topically, you need to make sure you're diluting it. It can be very intense for people on their skin, but it's a great digestive aid. It's wonderful for foot maladies and for relieving occasional sore muscles. I really like lemongrass and also rosemary oil for this purpose. And I'll give you kind of an alternative for any of these in case one of these is out of stock when you happen to be looking. RC is one that most of us love having on hand in the winter, or for kids who struggle with their respiratory system. A lot of families will make sure they're well stocked on this. So its claim to fame is really just, it's very, very comforting and soothing to the respiratory system when applied on the chest or the throat. Really, really just helps with the breathing. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Whether it's because of whatever's happening during those winter months for you, or because of something ongoing that that you need respiratory support around. RC is amazing. Some great alternatives are Breathe Again and Raven when RC is out of stock. Digize is something that works wonders for people who have a lot of stomach discomfort. It promotes healthy digestion and really soothes any discomfort in the tummy. Copaiba is a really amazing, really just awesome, gentle oil that does support overall wellness, soothes minor physical discomforts. And, you know, my mom actually forwarded me this awesome article about, you know, animals in the rainforest will actually, when they are injured, they will go seek out the copaiba tree and they will rub themselves against its bark. This is what they do by instinct. So the copaiba oil is really awesome. And it also kind of amplifies the effects of other oils that soothe discomfort in the body. So you can use it in combination with other oils. Cedarwood is one of the first oils that we got in addition to our starter kit. It does kind of promote relaxation and sleep. And if you're someone who's prone to racing thoughts or mild anxiety, it's a very, very useful oil and is very helpful with kind of calming that down and grounding and kind of bringing things back to center. It's also helpful in working with age-related hair loss. Melrose is a blend of oils that is very, very nourishing for the skin and is very helpful, not just for dealing with minor skin irritations, but for promoting healthy skin in general. If you're someone who struggles with different kind of skincare issues, then this is a really important oil for you. And it's also filled with really good cleansers, so you can also use it in household cleaning. Deep Relief is a roll-on, and Young Living does make a number of different roll-on products. I think I mentioned Breathe Again already. Valor does come in a roll-on. Deep Relief and Tranquil is another one that comes in a roll-on, as well as Rutavala, which is another sleep blend. But Deep Relief, really, it provides tremendous support for a lot of us for head and muscle tension, also for, you know, muscles that may need a little pick-me-up after a workout. I find that 24 to 48 hours after a really tough workout, my muscles really love me when I put on Deep Relief. And then last, but definitely not least on this list, Thieves Cleaner. This is another one of the things that we got really shortly after we got our starter kit in my family. And it is basically a non-toxic, you know, all-purpose, very concentrated cleaner. It's a great stain remover. You can kind of think Dr. Bronner's with this, except that it smells like 20 times better. It smells like Christmas to me. And instead of washing my house all over with vinegar and water to avoid more toxic substances, we've switched over to Thieves Cleaner. You know, the vinegar and water, I found that everything smelled a lot like salad dressing, except for my bathroom, which no matter what I did with the vinegar and water, it still smelled like I have a 6.5-year-old boy using it, which I do. So the Thieves Cleaner, when I clean the bathroom with the Thieves Cleaner, it actually eliminates that smell of the 6.5-year-old boy who is not always best with his aim. And I'm really grateful for this. The other thing that I love about Thieves Cleaner, it's really the only cleaning product out there that you can actually clean, you can safely clean vegetables with it, and you can also effectively clean your toilet and everything in between. It works beautifully on glass and mirrors, on surfaces. It's gotten permanent marker off of my tub, and we've actually used it in laundry detergent. We've used it, I just use a capful in the dishwasher and it works very well. You can use it to make a dish soap. You know, it's really kind of amazing stuff. So one bottle lasts for quite some time because you are using it in different dilutions, and this stuff is amazing. I love it so much. So if you do want to get more oils, one thing that I always want to let people know, I always suggest that you don't order more until you've reached out to the person who shared Young Living with you. Because yes, you can just place a regular order and, you know, restock if you're out of lavender or whatever you're out of that day that you need to replace, or if there's some other oil that you want to explore, you can definitely do it as a regular order. However, even if you are only placing one order and not planning to order every single month forever, I really recommend that you explore setting up Essential Rewards. First and foremost, with Essential Rewards, you're going to get flat rate reduced shipping charges. So even if you set it up and then cancel it the next week after your order is placed, you're going to save money by ordering through ER. And beyond that, I find that most people who start to really use their oils have at least they can order at least $50 worth of oils 2 months in a row, or different products that they want to explore. And if that's the case, then you are going to be able to earn points that you can then spend. You start earning points right away the first month that you are enrolled in Essential Rewards, but you cannot redeem them until you've been enrolled in it for at least 2 months. So I'm just going to really briefly share about Essential Rewards right now. It's totally optional. You never have to do it if you don't want to. But basically, it's a very flexible program. You have a minimum order of 50 PV, which if you look through the product catalog or online at the product guide online, you'll find that PV typically corresponds to the dollar amount of a particular product. There are some exceptions with the diffusers, with other products that Young Living doesn't make itself, but with their oils, their supplements, their personal care items, it's almost always $1 for PV equivalent. So you do have the ability to change your order every single month. It's not a program that you have to order the same things on a monthly basis. You can change the date that you want things shipped and billed to you every single month. But basically, it's just that minimum order of 50 PV. So you're going to get reduced shipping, so you're going to save money even if it's just one order. And then assuming that you have at least 2 months of orders, you're also going to be able to spend 10% of your orders. So you're going to get 10% back in points for the first 6 months that you're enrolled in Essential Rewards. After that, you're going to receive 15% back. And then after you've been in Essential Rewards for a year, you're going to be earning 20% back on your orders every single month. And I can tell you, I'm at 15% right now, and I'm kicking up to 20% in January. And it is adding up so fast. I did a lot of my Christmas shopping with my Essential Rewards points this year. You can also skip 1 month in a calendar year at your request, and you can absolutely cancel it at any time ever. So it's pretty easy to set it up. You're going to basically just click on Essential Rewards in the virtual office, or you can also contact member services, customer service, to have them help you do it. If you get stuck in the process, please do reach out to the person who shared Young Living with you, or to your upline leader, your team leader, and we can help get you set up. But again, even if it's just 1 month that you're planning to order, it is worth it to save on the shipping, and then you can just cancel it the next day. Or you can also wait and see whether you have things that you want to order the following month. If you don't want to order anything the following month, you could always take a skip month and then check 1 more month again so that you can get those freebie points. I don't know about you, but if I can get something for free, I really like doing that. So this sharing right now is not meant to answer every single possible question that could ever come up about your oils. What I hope that I did address for you, though, is the basics of how you can get started with your kit. And most people still have questions, and most people have health goals or health concerns that, you know, the oils can help with, quite frankly. So what I really strongly encourage every single person using oils to do is to get at least an essential oils pocket reference. The big desk references are nice too, but the pocket references are a bit more cost effective. These little pocket references cost about $24.95 usually, plus shipping, and you can get them through Amazon.com, or you can also get them on a website called Abundant Health 4, and that's the number 4 and the letter U.com. So that's abundanthealth4u.com, or at Amazon. And basically, you can look up just about anything that you can think of. I think I saw Agent Orange poisoning in there at some point. So these are just great to have on hand because you will get ideas for which oils may be supportive for which systems in the body, and some specific ideas about how to use them. So this is definitely a great place to start, is with this pocket reference. You can also always, of course, get in touch with the person who shared Young Living with you, and they can definitely help empower you to find answers and information for yourself. And last but definitely not least, you can jump right onto our Facebook groups. There's the Essential Oils How To and Why We Love Them group, which is my smaller team. And then we've got the very large team that we're a part of, and the very exciting dynamic team that we're a part of, which is the Essentially Powerful team. And that's also a great place to get questions answered. So there are just a couple of other things that I want to quickly address before we end for the night. Just a few extra tips. So I love the idea when you first have your kit of kind of pulling out one bottle of oil each day and making a commitment to learn about that bottle, learn about what's in it and how you can use it, and try one each day. Because 2 weeks from that point, you're going to have a good sense of each of your oils. You know, I also want to let you know that our relationship to each oil and each scent tends to change with use and time. When I first started using my oils, I would gravitate toward the ones whose smells I like best, and I would stay away from some of the others. But it did turn out that many of the ones that I initially disliked were actually the ones that were most helpful and useful to me. And it's funny, I also ended up liking a lot of the oils that I did not like when I first smelled them. I think the other reality is that, you know, at first I would reach for them, oh, this smells good, this smells good. And now I'm much more of the mindset, okay, what's the most useful to me for either my state of mind or my emotions that day? Or is there something on a physical level that I'd like support around? And I really just reach out for whichever ones are going to be most effective that day. And I'm guided somewhat by intuition. And at this point, I know my oils much better, but also by my research and by kind of looking things up in my pocket reference. So just because you don't like an oil doesn't mean it's not a good one for you. What you can also do is you can apply them to your feet, to the bottoms of your feet, and then you don't have them near your face, so you're not smelling them quite as much. You can use your diffuser. The oils often smell very different and occur very differently to us in the diffuser because they are more dilute. They're not as potent or strong that way. You can do a lot with the oils. You know, I think for kids, this is something I also get asked about quite a bit. Don't force the oils on your kids, and also don't necessarily believe that however they first react to one or all of them is how they're permanently going to react. I try not to, especially if my kids are in the midst of some upset, I'm not going to be like, oh, here, put this oil on, because they're not going to respond to that in the moment. If my kids are upset, I use the oils on myself, or I diffuse them so that they're going into the air, but my kids don't feel like I'm kind of trying to fix them. You know, I think that the diffuser is huge with kids, huge, because it makes the scent much less intense for kids. And I think often for kids that the intensity of the oils can be a lot for them to take in. So I use the diffuser a lot with my kids, and they really love it. A lot of people also, I mentioned earlier, really like diffuser necklaces, and I think these are great with kids. But I just involve my kiddos. I ask them in the morning what they want to put in the diffuser. And, you know, at bedtime, if they don't want to use an oil, sometimes they'll like a little massage on their backs with lavender oil. But if they don't want that one night, I might say, oh, do any of your stuffed animals or do your babies want an oil? Their babies almost always want an oil, even if they don't. So try to be playful, try to incorporate them into just regular daily living. use them on yourself and in the diffuser, and that way they're going to be absorbing them even though you're not putting them on your kiddos directly. So the last thing I want to share with you about that is that, the more you use a particular oil for a particular purpose, the more effective it actually will become over time. The oils have you can go, if you want to look on PubMed or kind of do your own research, there is a very scientific, rational explanation for the impact that the oils have on us physically. But also, for humans, the olfactory sense and our memories are very strongly linked. So if you have an oil or two that are your go-to sleep oils, not only will you be getting that very tangible benefit based on the chemical constituents of the oil, but also over time, your memory and olfactory sense are going to be linking the scent of, let's say it's lavender oil, they're going to be linking the scent of lavender oil to sleep and to the feeling of going to sleep easily. And so the effect actually becomes enhanced over time as your memory becomes linked to that scent. So it's really kind of a neat dynamic. I just think this is really cool stuff. And then finally, the last piece that I'm just going to talk about is sharing oils with other people. I think most of us, when we're first learning about our oils, have this moment when we're hearing, oh, these oils are good for the respiratory system, or these are good for easing discomfort and, for good joint function and whatever it is. I think a lot of us go, oh, boy, my sister-in-law could really use that oil. Or my mom should be sitting here with me hearing about this, or my best friend would really love this. And if there are people in your life who could benefit from learning more about the oils, I guess I just want to say, don't be stingy. Tell them about it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but a lot of people, and people who would surprise you, really, really fall in love with these oils and find them really valuable. They can make a big impact in people's lives. So don't be stingy. Tell people about the oils, let them know about them, and if they're curious, you can share more. But I also want to say that if you're ever interested in hosting a small class for friends or family, reach out to the team member who shared oils with you and got you started, or if they're not doing anything like that, reach out to the leader on your team who is doing something like that, because often you can simply, often you can get help for hosting. You can also often simply invite a friend or a family member who's curious to go to a workshop that one of the leaders on our team is having. Many of us are doing workshops, sort of Essential Oils 101 workshops on a very regular basis. And we're also doing webinars and monthly teleclasses. So there's lots of opportunities to get plugged in and to help other people learn about oils and kind of get a sense of what they might do to support themselves. You could even have a viewing party during one of the webinars that we host if you want. That way people can still smell and touch the oils, but you don't have to go anywhere or organize anything yourself. Or you can simply just send people a link to one of the Essential Oils 101 webinars. You can always reach out, our leaders on our team, on Team Thrive with the Essential Oils How-To group. Our leaders hopefully will be sharing upcoming dates on their workshops around the country on the group. And, the reality is, the other nice piece of sharing the oils, I'm not gonna, I never hide this, because Young Living functions through grassroots marketing. If you do have friends or family members who also end up, falling in love with oils and getting their own, it's not too bad. Young Living will send you a sweet little thank you check, and you'll have some extra money on hand for whichever oils are kind of on your wish list. So I think that's not too bad. The other thing you can also do is you can add your friends and family to the Essential Oils How-To group. That group is meant and designed to be a place that you can come to invite others into even before they get their oils. Once someone in your life does get started with oils, you do want to add them to both the How-To group for sure, but also to the Essentially Powerful Teams group page on Facebook. And that Facebook group, the Essentially Powerful group, that one is for members of our team only, so people who already have their oils. But the Essential Oils How-To group, that one is open to anybody who's curious to learn more. Okay. So, I used to hesitate about sharing all of this information about sharing the oils in a conversation like this or in a class like this, but I realized over time that hesitation does feel really stingy to me, because I really honestly want as many people as possible to experience the awesomeness that these little drops of goodness are. And I want everybody to have the chance to hear about them. So that is why I am sharing with all of you right now about how to share. All right, so I think that is it for the night. And I hope that this has been a useful class for you. And if you have any questions, definitely post them to the group. All right, take care.